Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From CBR. Spider-Man. Miles Morales did sell nearly as well as Spider-Man, and that's okay. Seriously, these people are so invested in their social justice shenanigans that they do not see how stupid they sound. They are just trying to virtual signaling here, virtual signal. You're going to see how bad this thing sold, and this is not okay. In fact, at the bottom end for the studio who's responsible for this, it's kind of bad. But they try to ignore it. They try to, kind of like those horse blinders thingies. I think that's the correct term in English, in which they put it here so the horse doesn't see sideways and doesn't get spooked by other things. So it just focuses on what's in front of it. And that's pretty much the same thing here. It's games journalists. After they begged, they went on a rampage of promoting the game, acting like the publisher and Sony's publisher and other things. They're bitches and promoting and showing, oh, look how awesome this game is! And this happens. Anyway, let's go read the article, which is kind of a joke, to tell you the truth. Spider-Man Miles Morales sales figures across PS4 and PS5 are in. Holy shit, it's PS4 and PS5. Shit, so this is even worse. And they are lower than many expected. Here's why that isn't really a surprise. Oh my god, it's the bigots! It's the bigots! It's the racismus! It's the racismus! With the PlayStation 5 lacked at launch in terms of truly exclusive content, it made up for with excellent cross-generational releases. One of those titles, Spider-Man Miles Morales, was not only arguably the best launch date at... Wait, what? But one of the year's best games. Why? That makes no sense. From what I've seen, read, and even watched a person playing, it's kind of mediocre at best. Anyway, it offered a compelling storyline and once gameplay that iterated upon Spider-Man's 2018 excellent foundation. Apparently, according for instance to V, and from what I've watched, it seems to be okay at the beginning and then absolutely mind-numbingly boring later on. At the same time, it was both a technical powerhouse on PlayStation 5. I disagree with that one. Technical powerhouse was actually Cyberpunk 2077 and an amicably performing open world experience on PlayStation 4. Through any lens on any platform, Spider-Man Miles Morales was an excellent experience. From what I have seen, and I am a PC gamer here, PC player, and it doesn't look that good. Yeah. This guy is trying to justify mediocrity. Unfortunately, the game sold relatively softly. Relatively softly! Yeah, that's... I don't think that would be using that. That's kind of an understatement on how softly it sold. Not that it should be a major point of concern for fans, actually should, because this means that any possible sequels is going to be a bit harder to make, especially for normal Spider-Man. And now you definitely may not even see Spider-Man Miles Morales 2 because of this. And you think it's none of your concern, there's nothing to see here, everybody, please disperse. Alright, here's a thing that I find it hilarious. Look, idiots who try to peddle a narrative or people who try to manipulate you into believing to their point, they usually play fast and loose with numbers. They show you a number, huge number, something like that. But you're gonna look at the number and say, holy shit, that's massive, that's a lot, that's... oh my god, or that's too little. or something like that. But you have no reference to compare that number to. Just what they say. For instance, it sold, like in this example here, it sold a bit over, it sold quite a bit under, or using certain wordings just to drive a narrative. It's trying to paint you that this number is actually or huge, depending on the narrative, or too little, depending on the narrative. It's all based on the sentencing. Because in here, in this article, you're going to see, I highlighted here, it says, it's Spider-Man Miles Morales sold a bit over 600,000 copies across its two platforms during the launch period. Here is interesting, a number that doesn't stack up to the figure for 2018 Spider-Man. It doesn't tell you how much Spider-Man, 2018 Spider-Man sold, it's simply telling you, oh, it sold a bit over 600,000 copies, so it's okay, it sold a lot. You're gonna see it, yeah, it sold a lot, so nothing to worry about. But when you're dealing with these people, you actually have to be aware of what they're doing. They are trying to paint you a narrative and then trying to make you believe it. For instance, I was discussing with another person that Latinx is not commonly used, people reject it, whilst Latinos hate it. And the person said, oh, but 1.8 million! 1.8 million people use it! Holy crap, it's a lot of people! And then I pointed out to the person, well, you're correct. But you're not painting the whole picture. 1.8 million. So you're dealing, so you're trying to sell a narrative, say, oh, 1.8 million, 1.8 million, that's a lot. No, it's not. If you're going to compare it, you're going to say just 3%, it's just a tiny little number. It's playing fast and loose. This is how tricksters use to scam you from money, other things, and especially lately, they're scamming you to follow their narrative. Here it is. According to the super data, Spider-Man Miles Morales sold 663,000 digital copies at launch, despite releasing on both PS4 and PS5. That's a 70% reduction. See? From the original Spider-Man game. 70%, that's a lot. The 2018 Spider-Man moved an estimate 2.2 million digital copies at launch, meaning it sold roughly 1.53 million more copies than Miles Morales. And those, they are comparing digital copies. So the comparison is correct and on point. This is from Twigtown. So you know, they are not comparing digital with brick and mortar copies or anything like that. They are being honest here. They are comparing digital copies with digital copies. So you see here that this one from CBR are trying to drive you a narrative. They are trying to lie to you. Stay. At extreme levels. They are not blatant. Hey, look, believe in my narrative, or else. They're not being direct like that, because it usually doesn't work. It works when it's subversive like that. Anyway, let's get back to the article. However, Miles Morales was saddled with a number of caveats that the prior title wasn't. While the context around Miles Morales doesn't make the title's weaker sales less notable, it does illustrate where the sales fall-off may have occurred. It's because you guys went woke. For starters, Miles Morales got caught up in a wave of PlayStation 5 chatter that dominated conversations. The console pre-order chaos, limited stocks, meteoric initial sales not only captured headlines but also capped Miles Morales sales potential. Wait, what? That makes no sense. Meteoric initial sales not only captured headlines but again. What? The game truly thrives on PlayStation 5, but not many players were able to get their hands on the machine. While it was available on PlayStation 4, which is one console more than the initial 2018 Spider-Man, so this looks even bad, even worse. On top of that, November was an incredibly busy month for new game releases across every platform. Miles Morales, another thing, because this is not Spider-Man that we all know. This is, albeit better than the other diversity creations that they have made on comic books, but it is still not Spider-Man. This is just a diversity created Spider-Man. It's not the actual Spider-Man. But despite all that, it's still one of their better attempts at diversifying a pre-created character, which is Spider-Man. Iron Man also received that one with I forgot her name, but it's completely forgettable. She's useless. And Thor, you know, they tried to diversify, and the only one that actually worked was Miles Morales up to a point. Even Hulk got diversified, and nobody is swallowing it. Let's see. However, that detracts from everything that Miles Morales does so well. Behind a foggy marketing campaign is a truly exceptional and tightly assembled open-world action title. Many people will disagree with you. You're definitely trying to skew the facts over here. Miles Morales is so promising that its storyline and gameplay system beg to be doubled down on in English inevitable follow-up, with some hoping for the But no, they are just so woke that don't worry. I hope they make another one. They have money. They have trees made of money. They shit money. Let's go. These people are useless. They do not even realize the bullshit they're peddling, and they still think, hey, let's make the other game even more woke. No, let's make this game woke. If it doesn't sell, let's make the next game of this series even more woke, and then blame on white supremacists or something like that. Let's see. As such, there isn't much reason to be concerned about the franchise's health in light of these weaker numbers. Yes, there is! In the context of the game's release, they are understandable, albeit unfortunate. However, the silver lining is that, as Super Darker notes, the game did sell far better than Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Wait, is this a recent release or something like that? I don't follow PlayStation. I am a PC gamer, not a console peasant. Like Miles Morales, The Lost Legacy was a pseudo DLC. Oh, a pseudo standalone side story that couldn't come close to Uncharted 4 in sales terms, even though the game was just as good as Nathan Drake's PS4 outing. Quantity and the money they spent. So when comparing PlayStation exclusives of the same caliber, the sales figures looks better. No, I'm sorry, it does not. You're trying to, I don't know, paint a shit, trying to polish shit, or something like that. Doing something that shouldn't be doing, I don't know. But even more so, let me put it this way, the game is definitely woke, because Spider-Man Miles Morales pays tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement. Yes, the son of a police, the son of a cop, is doing this. Even more so, you actually have to go through a lot of quests, and your reward is a shitty suit. Sell that. Well, it's because they went extra woke. And when you go extra woke, you shit bricks. No. I think I butchered that one. Anyway, I'm a diversity hire. I'm the bootlegged a joker. I am the discount joker, so I get to pass on those stupidities that I sometimes poop out of my mouth. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more of this, because you obviously want more of this, especially because I've been reading Reddit, and there's a lot of love messages. Some people tell me that I should stop doing this, so that means I'm gonna double down and make more videos. Some even complain about my accent on my beard, and I'm gonna say double down. I'm gonna make my beard look even prettier, although I have to actually shave it because it starts to nag me. I don't like it too big. But still, that just means I'm doing something right. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh wait, I already did that. So, now hit the notification bell button, which is here, which will then show up over here when I get a new video. So, good night.